Would you still date American women?
Nah, I won't do that.
So even though you've been, misled in the
Okay, okay.
Philippines,
Dating in the Philippines has made me not want to trust women at all. A girl in the Philippines, which I didn't know that she had a boyfriend or a husband. Please know this.
you said you almost got charged for cooking for somebody. You said something about you invited a Thai woman over and she wanted you to pay her to.
Yeah. I have a text message here where this is what. Oh wow, what is? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, here it is. I'm asking her about going out to how she been, what time she finishes. She's like at 8 o'clock. I said, okay. Are you hungry? She says, yeah. I said, did you eat dinner yet? She said, no. I asked, would you like to eat dinner at my house? I'm going to make steak, rice, and vegetables. She said, okay. I said, I will send you my address. I will start cooking at 7:30. She said, okay. How much will you give me for this? Read for yourself.
Okay.
Some on camera.
Read for yourself.
I believe you. Oh wow.
How much will you give me? Now, if you keep scrolling up a little, she's gonna say, I won't come over because I will just disappoint you. That's why she chose not, because I'm saying to her, why should I have to pay you? I'm asking her, why should I have to pay you? Yeah, all of this, but you have to read here. And then she'll say here, I'm not coming over. I'll only upset you. So look for yourself. I have no, I can show you more text messages like this where
But dating is still easier overseas than in the Matrix.
wow, that's a really hard question now because I'm looking at my peace. I'm looking at how much peace I have, maybe just being alone now after going through all of this drama. Because please know this, when I left America, 780 credit score. I have business credit, about 150, my own house. No, I wasn't driving around in a BMW. I didn't need that. I had a Subaru. Yet and still, I was just like, the square. It's a square that no one was attracted to simply because I wasn't driving around in a fancy car. I don't want to wear jewelry, gold and diamonds.
And square in the black community, that's not like the same as square in other communities. That just means you're normal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right. But it's like
not thugging,
but no one was attracted to that, and because no one was attracted to that guy who they really don't know me. Like for example, people just see me and they say, "Okay, that's Clark Kent." You understand? They just see me as Clark Kent. But guess what? What happens when Clark Kent takes off his glasses and takes off that tie? Who is he? But women never just gave me an opportunity while I was in America. They chose to just look at me in this capacity or in this fashion and says, he's not worth my time.
Now you traveled the world. You've been in different relationships, I'm sure in the States as well. Would you say that the relationship between men and women in general is going to be transactional no matter where you are?
Yeah, there's going to be a great deal of transactional situations or situationships for a very long time until there's a consciousness that goes that is expressed between each other. That is this really what we want? These questions need to be asked. And if people are too sensitive to ask this question of like, is this really what we want? A transaction? Or do we really want something that's more, I guess, natural or I want to say just something more productive?
You know what I was told by my sister? She said the realest thing to me one time. Because she got married right after college and all that. She told me, she said, "Hey, the only genuine relationship you ever get with a woman is going to be high school and college." She said, "After college, as far as that age range, 20, 24, it's all about games and how much they can get up out you." So I think early on, like when they're young, they believe in love, they believe in marriage and the dream. But as they get older, they've been through a few relationship scars. They just want assistance. They want help. They want financial. They want to be able to get a house from you. You know, they want to be able to monetize their relationships.
But what are they offering in return?
They feel like giving you access to their body is what they're offering.
A pretty cooperative person who's unselfish and considerate is far more valuable to me than somebody who's basically just giving me access to their body. A good conversation, you know, someone who's mentally stimulating me is far more valuable than just someone looks good, because when you start to age, you know, what happens when, you know, this starts to droop, this boob starts to move off, you start to see a little more cottage cheese here. At least I know you stimulated me mentally to make me always fall in love with your brain more than just your body. Your body was wow, but now I also have a smart woman.
You know, sometimes I think we got all this technology and all these opportunities. We got the internet, we got cryptos, a million ways to make money. But still, all in all, previous generations, like our grandparents, were married 50, 60 years because they got married at 18, 19, 17 sometimes. And it seems like that's what works. That's the reality. You got to kind of grow up with somebody to really understand them and accept them and love them. See them at their worst, see them at their best.
I agree with that. I saw somebody say that on YouTube the other day about don't marry somebody who, you know, who doesn't see you at your worst. Be with someone who you don't have fun with. Be with someone who's going to be there with you at your worst. And I think in this day and age, most young women are not considering, I need someone who's going to be with me at my worst. They're looking at someone who's going to look good with them on Instagram, on TikTok together, and taking a shot because they're so vain. You know, they don't really have the foundation that I want to say Gen X had. They don't have those morals and that code of, you know, for example, my cousin used to always tell me, don't meet me there, beat me there. You really want to show me you want to be there, you know, by the time I get there, I'm waiting for you. These are morals, you know, that you gain growing up. And most people don't care about things like that. It's just like, oh, I'm late, I'm sorry. More people are interested in making excuses than making an effort to be better, do better, and think better.